What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm Issa Bibbins, Pearl for the World Publishing, and I thought we would do something a little different today. Today, we're going to have a conversation about writing, conversation about process, conversation about collaboration. And so, welcome to my channel. If you don't know much about me, I'm a songwriter, producer, pianist, rapper, content curator. And today, I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience as a writer. So, a little bit about me. I play piano. I consider myself a composer. And what that means for me is that my process is very slow and very pinpointed. So, when I'm writing R&B or jazz or, or neo soul or even hip hop, I like to sit down, play a chord, and really kind of take a minute and think about uh, the lyric. I like to think about the sound and the quality of the word, and does the quality of the word fit with that timbre? Does the quality of that word fit with that chord? And so, sometimes for me, I'll play a chord for 5 minutes uh, before I find the right melody note or the right lyric to go with that chord before I move on to the next. And for me, that process has been pretty successful. I think I've written some pretty awesome songs. But one of the things that is really interesting about working with other artists is that you get exposed. You get exposed to different workflows. You get exposed to different ways to create. And so today, I'm going to invite a friend of mine to talk about a process that I was introduced to, which is a more free flow style, more atmospheric style of writing. And that really kind of changed my approach to how I write music. So without further ado, I would like to bring to this discussion my friend, the amazing singer, Nola Hood.
Hello.
Hey, Nola, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing amazing. It's
Thank you
so
for
good to
having me.
it's so good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to see you too. Can't wait to share my side.
That's what's up. So just so so everybody knows on here and everybody's clear, Nola is one of my favorite singers. One of my favorite singers. And it's really because not just the vocal ability, girl can blow, but it's also because of the heart and the emotion that gets conveyed when she gets on the microphone. And so I just had to let that be known. And also, I wanted to talk to you today about process. So I remember the first time we worked together, right?
Mhm.
I was sitting at the piano, he was like, let's work on some music, let's write something. I was like, okay, let's do it. He was like, okay, just play something. I'm gonna sing. And I'm like, play what? Like,
Right.
and he like, play something. Let me get in the vibe, let me get in the feel. So I play a chord, maybe one or two, and you start to
Mhm.
sing, and then I stop. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. We gotta figure out what this. Hold on one second, though. We gotta figure out what this next chord is gonna be. I'm composing this thing right now.
Mhm.
You were like, okay. And you were really patient. You were like, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. And then after that, you were like, okay, play that chord, and play that chord, and just keep playing that. Keep playing that over and over and over and over.
Mhm.
And you just found a way to kind of like in that space, in the atmosphere, to create. So tell me a little bit about what creating the atmosphere means.
Well, after listening to you talk, and then I've been thinking about this too. What really gets me going is music itself,
Mhm.
because for me, I feel like I feel like music and I talk. Or when I say music, like music without words. And I
Mhm.
feel like I am responsible for like putting words to this music. So when I hear something, to me, it's like the music is talking to me and it's creating an atmosphere for me. And so
Oh,
my heart is coming alive. And it's literally it's a communication between music and I. Like I can't explain it. And now that I think about it, it's just like, yeah, that's my process. Like music gets me going. Usually I don't usually just start writing songs. Sometimes I do without music. Sometimes I'll hear something and I'll hear it and I'll repeat it over and over again. But if I hear music without words, I would say immediately start writing. I can hear something or I want to hear something or I want to write something. So music creates the atmosphere for me. Music without words is like a language. A language, yeah.
that's
That's
dope. That's dope.
perfect.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's definitely like a language because myself, I do gospel, I do hip hop, I do a little bit of jazz. And when I'm playing jazz, jazz is a language, even though there's no words
Oh
being
yeah.
spoken. It's like the
Hmm.
saxophone player and the drummer and the piano player are having a dialogue about,
Hmm.
how to go from this part of the song to the next part of the song. And then the energy builds and the communication continues. So I
Hmm.
definitely get that. So typically what comes for you first? Like so the vibe is set, the piano player's tinkling on the piano, the music is going. Does the melody come for you first, or does the lyrics typically come for you first?
It depends. It depends on what chords I'm hearing,
Mhm.
whether what comes to me first. Yeah, I honestly many years ago I used to just write hooks or choruses. Like I used to be really good with that. That would be the only thing I would do. Then I would struggle with the verses. But as I started writing more and more, I would I would just write the verses easier and then build the chorus or the hook. So it depends. It's like not every time the same way. It just depends. It varies. It literally depends on the music. It
Well,
it's
we're
a
going to get
it's
back
a
to that, but
okay.
I want to take a second and
Mhm,
play a snippet of us working together on a song. Because it was, for me, the experience was really transformative because, like I
mhm,
said, for me the process is a lot slower, but really being in the space with you writing, it really
mhm,
allowed me to open up a little bit and write from a place of heart, from a place of feeling. And I think I normally write from a place of heart, but it's more heart and mind. It's like, okay, this makes me feel this, but why does it make me feel this? And
yeah.
you know, instead of just being like, this is what I'm feeling right now in this moment. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
check out this snippet. This is us back in the day working on some music. Wow. I'm looking at my face while I'm playing and I'm like, I can see my face like,
Mine
I need
too.
to get my life together. I need to get my life together.
Let me tell you, I feel the
God, I
same
need
way
more
when
of
I'm
you.
playing.
Like it's like I look at that and I can feel like my heart and the sincerity of where I was in that moment,
Yep.
like pouring out into the music. Like, and so that was very, very powerful, excuse me, powerful moment. And so
Yep.
more of you, more of you, more of you. And so do you remember like how those lyrics came to you? Like, was it something you would think about? Do you think like, do you think it was divine? Do you think the Holy Spirit dropped those lyrics on you? Like, how do you think that happened?
And you know what? This song was written without music, actually. So there's, like, remember I told you, music is what inspires me, and it creates my atmosphere. There are great songs that I have that started without music. The music I heard it from inside.
Mhm.
Like, so this, I was working out in the basement, and a couple of the songs I wrote, I was just working out. And usually when I'm working out, I'm just thinking about life. So, and it just came to my head, and that one started with more of you and less of me. And I just started building on that and building on it. And then when I brought it to you and heard the music, I was just like floating, because it was like, okay, yes, I can create more, I can build more on this. But I'm always inspired by the Holy Spirit. I always feel like the Holy Spirit's dropping these lyrics in me. I don't feel like it's just me. I feel like it's a gift. I really do. And it took me a while to
Mhm.
say that's a gift, that I have a gift of writing. And I really never acknowledged that I've always been like acknowledged as a singer. But I write, and I write from my heart. I write passionately, and yeah, that is a gift that God has given me. It started as poetry when I was a kid, and then it turned into songwriting, so, which is pretty much the same thing. So yeah, I remember writing that song.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing. Cause I play piano, I rap, but for me, writing is something about writing that is, I don't know. I can't explain why it's different than playing and performing or rapping and
Mm,
performing, or arranging or working with a band. I don't understand why it is, but it's something about writing that is deeper for me.
hmm.
And so my other question is, um, I don't know if you're familiar, but a lot of times, I have a lot of friends that are psalmists in different churches, different denominations, and a hot topic right now is prophetic worship, and how God likes to use minstrels and worship leaders to kind of like drop and deposit messages for the people into the
Hmm.
moment, you know and so I definitely feel that was a prophetic song, because
Mm.
when you brought the lyrics and I began to play the music, it definitely was a message that touched me in the moment. It was like, wow, I needed to hear this right now. And I remember when we did the concert in Cambridge. Um,
Hmm.
um, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Judelle danced to this one and she danced to another one. Judelle Cummins, who's an amazing dancer and amazing artist. I remember the people saying how they really felt like the message of the music was for them right then. And that's I think it's something God about that, when a song can touch people in two different locations, and people feel like it's for them in the moment.
Yep, I remember that concert that we did, and my mom, after the concert, she said that song made her cry. I didn't even know she was crying. I didn't see her crying,
Wow.
and she doesn't cry like easily like that. So for her to say that was really, it's like really, that's what I go. That's what I want. I really, when I'm singing or writing, I'm actually writing thinking about what people are feeling or thinking about. I'm not necessarily. I mean, I'm recently just tapping into how I'm feeling and putting that into lyrics. But usually I'm trying to think of how people feel or what they may experience or maybe feeling. So, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. And I want to transition to another segment, but before we do,
Mhm.
um, it kind of flows right in, because you were talking about your mom and you know, you come from a very musical family, as I do myself. But it's amazing to like come from a family with so many musicians and to be able to collaborate with people that you love and people that are close to you. Um, so it was interesting after we, you know, woodshedded this idea in the church and it was one on one. It was cool to bring in your cousin, Daryl Brown, who
Mm-hmm.
is your family, but like family to me because I've been working with Daryl. Oh man, since he was in high school, we were
Yeah.
doing gigs together since he was in high school, and uh, he got a hold of the music and he added some drums to it and some horns, and we really, you know, it kind of came to life even more. And so, before we transition into the conversation about collaboration, I wanted to play a snippet from the video of how the song like transformed again
Mm-hmm.
once one of your family members, Daryl Brown, got his hands on it. Excuse me. Turn it up, DJ. Hey, this one got a little bop to it.
Less of me, Jesus, hold me and make me remove the things that separate me from you,
Hey,
you, you. More of you and less of me. More of you and less of me.
hey.
Jesus, hold me and make me remove the things that separate me from you, from you, from you.
And you know what I love about that? Oh,
What's that?
there goes us. We were in a picture.
Ah!
Yeah. What I love about that is even though there's a bop in it, like the
Yep.
heart doesn't go away. It's like
Right.
you're saying, more of you, God. I need more of you. I need to separate
Mm-hmm.
myself from some things that might not be so good for me. But like you got a little bop, a little two
Mm.
step with it, but the heart doesn't go away. You know what I mean?
Right. It
The
doesn't
heart
go
is
away.
embedded in the message, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
love. So
That's right.
transitioning to collaboration, your family. Wow. I mean, you come from a historical musical family, not just in
Uh-huh.
Boston, but in the gospel music scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what is it like having the privilege to be able to sing with, collaborate with people that you love, your blood, that are so talented?
It's amazing. I'll start off by, well, so it all started with my great grandfather. His name is Walter T.
Mhm.
You can see this. I wish you could. Walter T. That's the
Oh,
guy.
I wish. Oh, yes.
That's the man, the legend. 1871 to 1958. I was not even
Wow.
born or thought of. But he had 26 children. They called him Singing Walter. So it all started from him and just things just grew. But like, you know, the amazing thing is that no matter how many generations have passed down, and you'd be amazed at how many are musicians or singers, and to me it has nothing to do with like your vocal cords or the way your vocal cords were built, right? To me
Right.
those are gifts. And so to be able to work with um, my family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my brother, it's just amazing. It feels good. It feels amazing. It feels really good. I mean, a lot of us didn't go to school, like musical school. So a lot of the when I started stepping out and singing other places, and they would use these like vocabulary, I didn't know what they were talking about. I just know how to sing. I don't know that. I don't know that stuff. So, but it's just amazing to be able to share a gift with your family. It really is. I mean, you know what I mean? Don't let us get together somewhere. Somebody's gonna start singing, and then we all start singing.
I know that's right.
Birthday, the happy birthday song is gonna be amazing with harmonies. So, I love it. It's a blessing.
That's beautiful. Now,
Happen all the
I
way.
come I come from a musical family too, and my auntie was really big in opera, and I have aunts that play organ and blah 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 blah. Not to diminish any of them and what they do, but I'm saying that to say, sometimes when you come from a family like that, it's kind of hard to find your voice and find your
Mm-hmm.
niche and find your place because there's so much greatness before you
Mm-hmm.
and so much greatness in the family that it's easy to kind of like have your voice crafted for you, have your space crafted for you. How was it for you being able to find your own voice and be able to find your own space within the context of such an amazing legacy?
Um, you know what? I never thought about that. I would say that I mean, okay, we all of my cousins, we were the junior choir. That's how we discovered our voices. We were put into the junior choir. We didn't have an option. It was like, yeah, at this age you're going in junior choir. Um, I remember my first solo. I thought I sounded terrible. In fact, I did.
Say fact.
I I
Tell the
did.
truth.
I came home and I was like, I remember praying. I was like, and this is very significant turn in my life. I don't know what happened, but God heard that prayer. I said, God, I know I can sing better than that. I said that was terrible. And I was like crying, and I was crying that it just to me I didn't sound good. I didn't think I did my best. I was so scared. I didn't even
Mhm.
voice really, but somewhere inside I knew I had something. And I asked God, I said, God, just help me develop my voice. And then the next time I sung, I was a little older and I was in the, well, no, I was still the same age. I was in the young adult choir. We had our first concert. And this was my first outer body experience singing
Wow.
when I found my voice. And when I tell you out of body, I'm not lying to you. I stepped out into this realm that I was like feel like I was in another galaxy, and
Hmm.
I fear didn't exist. Fear didn't exist. It was gone, and I was just singing from this passion, this anointing that God had given me, and He had, I guess, maybe that prayer He had what was already in me. He just maybe just anointed or developed in me, and I had an out of body experience. And from that moment on, I've sung that way. I've sung that way. I've sung that way. So it wasn't hard. So from that moment on, I knew my lane musically, and as a soloist, I knew who I was. I just knew who I was.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
Mhm.
you got a new song out, and another one of your cousins, DeAndre Bullock,
Oh,
right?
he's amazing. Yeah,
He is like he's like a metahuman or something.
he's
Cause like he plays
he needs to
keys, he plays
interview himself.
drums, he plays
Yeah, he does.
engineers, he sings.
He's
As a matter of
everything.
fact, one of the projects I'm working on right now, I contacted him. I was like, bro, can you bless me on this track right here? And he came up, he showed out, and I was like I was expecting like greatness, but it was
So,
like greatness, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
tell me about this new single. Tell me about this new song that you and DeAndre are working on. How did it come about? Where can we find it? How can I be down? Can I download it? I want to know.
So the song is called His Way. DeAndre sent me a sound clip. I think was we in quarantine? I don't even, yeah, I think we were just getting into it. He sent me this little sound clip. He said, Nola, I need you on this. I want you on this. And this little short little hook he sent me. And then he asked me, to help me write some of the lyrics.
Mhm.
And when I heard that, I'm like, I love with DeAndre because we are like this musically. I'm talking about, I don't know, we just have this connection musically. We can write a song really well together. So yeah, that's how it came about. We set up in my bedroom, nothing extravagant, no real studio. We set up right in my room, closed the doors, had a little set up, and we vibed and we prayed before we did our session to set the atmosphere. And that is what set our atmosphere. And we just went for it. And let me tell you, I replayed the song over and over and over and over and over until I found the right, till it felt right for me, like the lyrics that I had for it. I remember the first session, he was like, "Oh, you got the other verse?" I was like, "No, I don't have it," because I didn't have the other verse. I was like, "All right, give me a week or less, you know." And it just gave me this drive and this push, and it just made me feel good that he had confidence that I could write. He did that before. The first time I ever wrote a verse, he came to me. I don't know, 2011, 2012. That song is also out too. I'll get you the information for that. He
Oh
said,
yeah.
he said, "Nola, write a verse." I was like, "What? Write a verse? Like what?" And then so it just makes me feel good that he has the confidence that I can, write something for him. So yeah, that song is called His Way. Um, we love the song. It's amazing. It's done very well. Getting a lot of plays and things like that. People seem to really enjoy it, and it was just a little different from what we've been doing growing up. Just a little bit more, have a little more
A little
head
bit
bop.
more bop in it. See, I love the
Yeah,
bop. I need a
my
little bop in
grandfather,
my life.
my grandfather called me. He said, "What's this song? What's this I hear about a new song? A new song?" He said, "I said, well, okay, grandpa, it's have a little bop." He said, "It's all right. I like bops." I
All
said,
right.
and he called me back. He said, that's a hit right there. I said,
All right now.
okay.
That's awesome. So
That's
his
all.
way, his way. And
Mhm.
it's on Apple Music.
It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. All streaming.
It's all streaming. It's on
All
all streaming
streaming. Yeah.
platforms.
All streaming
Spotify,
platforms.
Apple
Yeah.
Music,
Hmm.
iHeartRadio. You can find it His Way featuring Nola Hood and
Yeah.
DeAndre Bullock. And so Nola, I just wanted to say thank you again so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming onto my YouTube channel and talking about writing, process, and collaboration. Uh, Thank you for exposing me to your workflow. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As an artist, I want to be able, and as a producer, as a songwriter, I want to be able to, uh, when I'm creating, be able to bring different experiences and different types of
Hmm.
ways to do different things to the equation because one thing doesn't work for everybody. And
Right.
so I got to give a shout out to you because you really kind of stretch me in the writing process. And, shout out to you. So,
Thank you. Not a
uh,
problem.
thank you. And this again, everybody, this is Conversations with Issa Bibbins, Pearl for the World Publishing. You heard me. You heard me.
Woo-hoo.
Whoop, whoop. And that concludes our segment today, folks. Take
All
care. God
right.
bless. Believe in yourself. Follow your dreams. What else I want to say? Follow your dreams. Believe in yourself. Collaborate
Mm.
and and
Be
embrace the
teachable.
process. And what do you want to say?
I want to say be teachable.
Be teachable.
Be open to different styles because there's not just one way to do music. Music is a language that is one language, but it has different styles. So yeah,
Y'all
be
heard
open.
that from Nola Hood. Y'all be teachable. Okay.
Yes.
That means don't
Mhm.
be coming up in the session thinking you know everything, talking about this is how we did it in 1999. This is
Right.
how we did it. No, you have to be open to
Yeah.
who's in front of you and who you're working with. And if
Hmm.
you can be open to that, then magic can happen. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that's the
Yeah.
end because I can keep going on and on and on like Erica Badu. But
Oh
anyway,
Lord.
all right now. God bless everyone. Good night.
Good night.